welcome back to my channel. I figured this week I'd try something new, even though I am still a new channel, and I would do the highlighter challenge since it's something that looks fun. Mariana from Dubai is the one who actually started it. She didn't make it a challenge, but she was the first one to do the full face highlighter routine. And then Nikki Tutorials and Jeffree Star both turned it into a challenge and challenged everyone to try it. So I figured, why the heck not? I don't have a lot of highlighters yet, just because I've only recently gotten into them, but I will be trying a couple different ones, and I've kind of worked out what I'm going to use. It did look like in the challenge, the original video, that she didn't use any foundation, so I will not be using any foundation. Yay, my first time with a naked face on my channel. But you will be seeing more of that, because even though I was very against doing tutorials, I think it is something that I am going to do. Because I'm so nearsighted, it's really hard for me to not block the camera with a mirror, so this is kind of a test. So this is the little disclaimer that that I might block my face sometimes. I'm sorry if I do, but I literally have to hold a mirror 4 inches from my face. So I think for my base, I'm going to be doing Crushed Pearl from Anastasia of Beverly Hills. It looks like a nice nudie base to me, so we'll see. So let's get started. And I'm going to take my Expert Face brush from Real Techniques, one of my favorite drugstore brand brushes. All of the Real Techniques brushes are really nice. You'll see part of my brush collection now, but I won't go into detail. But maybe down the road, if you guys want to see it, I will do a full brush collection video. If you like that idea, comment down below. Any ideas, anything, comment down below. I'm a new channel, I need ideas. I have a little notebook, but anything is welcome. So let's get started. I'm gonna load this brush up, and then we're gonna just put this on as a base. So you're gonna see my redness peeking through, but I wanted to stick with the original idea of this, that it's only highlighters. This is a heck of a way to break in my palette, because I haven't even used it for regular highlighting yet. I think that might be enough. Let's run it down the neck some. You always want to make sure to do that, because you don't want to not blend whatever product that you're using down your neck, because then you get a nice sharp line of a color that might not exactly be the color that you are. Yeah, I think that that was actually a good color for the base. Just making sure everything is nice and covered. Next, I'm going to take King Tut from Jeffree Star, and I'm going to be using that for bronzing / semi-contouring. And I will be taking the brush that I usually use for bronzing. This is the e.l.f. complexion brush. This is an old brush. I've had this for years. I believe they still make it. I'm not sure though. Now I get to dip into this and probably ruin the J. Always make sure to tap off, and then start right here at the top of your ear and work your way down. I think that's good enough. Let's do the other side. It's always harder for me to do this side of my face just because I'm right-handed and I'm not lucky enough to be ambidextrous to switch hands to do makeup. That would be really nice for a lot of us. And that looks even. Hopefully it looks even to you guys. Now I will take it and run it down here to hide that double chin. I usually don't do it that dark just because I am newer to contouring, but it does help. It's kind of awkward trying to do my makeup like this. I usually, like most people, do my makeup right in front of my face, but I can't do that or you guys won't see. And the whole point is for you to look at me. Then I have another brush that I use for contouring usually if I want to do darker. I'm not going to go in and cut anymore, but I'm going to use this real lightly along my nose just to contour it a bit. I really don't have a big nose to begin with. I actually particularly like my nose, except for all the dang pores. But it is nice to make your nose look a little more angled and snatched and whatever you want to call it. Oh, I am shiny. Next, I'm going to be doing my blush. I think for my blush, I'm going to be taking Starburst out of the palette and using that to blush up my cheeks. And I will be using another e.l.f. brush. It's just, it doesn't have a name, but I believe when I bought it, it was just called the Angled Blush Brush, I believe. So, yeah, that's what I'll use for blush, because it's kind of pinky toned. It'll be interesting to try this again once I build my highlighter collection up more. And then smile. And I don't put a lot of blush here because my face is round enough. I don't need to make it look rounder. So I put a little bit and then I sweep it back. It still makes it easier to smile a little bit. I don't do heavy blush to begin with, so this is actually good for me. Because it's just a little pink. We'll see how it shows up on camera whenever I watch it again. And then I'm going to take my favorite highlighting brush, the M510 from Morphe, and I'm going to use Ice Cold as my highlight, just because it's a very white, bright highlight. So it'll show up nicely among all this brightness. And then let's highlight right there. Highlight above the brow. I will be doing my brows, don't worry. And again, a little above the brow. And then I will just go ahead and dip in. And highlight the nose. Cupid's bow. And chin. I'm going to be using two colors, the top two colors, which are Hard Candy and Mimosa, for my shadow. The primer that I always use for my eyes all the time, my favorite primer, is the Shadow Epoxy from MBA Cosmetics. They're an indie brand, and so you might not have heard of them, but I actually use this all the time and I like it. I do want to try Paint Pots by MAC just because I keep hearing they're really good bases, especially because I watch Nikki tutorials all the time. I always put primer on just because I have oily eyelids. They're not severely oily, but they're oily enough that if I don't put any primer on, that I'm going to end up losing my shadow and creasing in an hour instead of keeping it on where it should be. First, I'm going to put Mimosa in my crease. So many people have said that they find it weird putting something shiny in their crease. I don't stick to the rules. I like shiny. I use shiny all the time. So, I'm used to having it there. And I'm using another Real Techniques brush. And just sweep that back and forth. It's looking a little more peachy than I thought it would, but I still like it. Just continue with the other eye. Turn it back and forth. At least with everything being shiny, you don't have to worry about fallout as much because it's all shiny. Then on the outer part of my eye, I'm going to put Hard Candy because it's a really pretty color and I love that shift it has. Once again, using a Real Techniques brush. And that way it kind of has a duochrome look going on. And this just goes to show, even if you want to do something fun, if you're on Instagram, Twitter, whatever, if you're somebody that likes doing beauty things, you just want to do it because you want to do it. You don't need to have a lot of product to be able to do some of this stuff the big names do. You can just work with what you got. That's what I'm doing. I'm basically just using 8 highlighters to do my entire face. And then on the inside part right here, I'm going to take Peach Goddess from Jeffree Star. I'm going to just pack that right there. It's probably going to blend in, but it'll look slightly different because it's a lighter peachy shade and there's no duochrome to it. I'm going to take Ice Cold once again, and I'm going to put that on my inner corner. Once again, another Real Technique brush. All these Real Techniques brushes I got from the kit that's for eyes. If you want to do anything like this though, just make sure things are eye safe. I know that Jeffree's and Anastasia's are, so that's why I'm mostly using them. I wasn't sure, well, I'm only using them on my eyes. I wasn't sure about it for the very few other highlighters that I have. And see how that just makes that pop. I'm going to take my Sephora collection Inner Rim Contour gel liner in Queen of the Nile, and I'm going to run that along my waterline because I'm not putting highlight in there. Now, I can do this one-handed just because I'm used to doing this in the car. I just pull it down, dry my waterline a little bit. I have a very wet waterline. Just run that along. See how that adds a little bit more dimension back into the eye. Just because I don't really have any dark highlighters to run along the outer part and define the eyes more. I'm going to go back in with Hard Candy from Anastasia. And I'm just going to smudge that lower lash line out. And I'm using a pencil brush, the G27 from Morphe. I'm going to go in with my new mascara, which I showed in my haul video. This is my first time trying it, the Milk Ubame mascara. And I'm going to define my lashes. It has a really unique looking wand. So you're going to get blocked a lot just because this is mascara. And it's not easy to do it at a weird angle. If you have any suggestions for eyeliners that go good in your waterline, leave them down below, because even though this eyeliner is better than my last one that I used in the waterline, which was the Marc Jacobs Blacker, it kind of still burned my eyes. This one kind of fades still too, just because I have a watery waterline probably, but I'm interested to see other suggestions. The next one that I think I'm going to try is the new Aqua ones from Makeup Forever. I'm really liking this mascara though. I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. Instant Lift Brow Pencil. It's not as good a quality as a higher end brand, obviously. I like it just because it doesn't go on as heavy initially, so you can kind of just put it on and work it in, and it kind of just gives like a light shade. I would definitely recommend this for a beginner, someone who hasn't really done their eyebrows before. So, it's that quick. Just ran it through my eyebrow, then turn it around and take the spoolie and just run it through. This helps even the product out, as you can see. And then to add a little more dimension back in, I'm going to go back in with the Essence Make Me Brow. They do have a lighter shade than this. This is just brown. The other color, I believe, is just called blonde. But from what I've researched and looked up, this is actually a dupe for the Benefit one that's like this. I forget the name right now. And this also helps to tame my brows and keep them in place. I actually really love this product. I'm very glad I looked into it. I would much rather spend $2.99 on a product like this than have to spend $24. I'd rather put money into other cosmetics if I can find a cheaper quality dupe. Because, like I said in my last video, I have a paraben allergy, so a lot of times it's really hard for me to find anything that is going to work for me, just because even if it's an awesome product like the Sleek palette, the Morphe palettes, anything like that, if it has parabens, I can't use it. I'm actually thinking of doing a video down the road explaining parabens, what they are, etc. just because I am a person that's allergic to them. I can't use them, so I stay away from them. I'm going to try to find enough products to do a full face drugstore routine that is all paraben free. So the last thing we need to do to finish this beautiful face is put some lipstick on. I decided I wanted to try the color Suspiria from Kat Von D. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put that on, and then I'm going to just put a little bit of mint condition on top. Give it a nice little shininess to it. And you can use a brush to do this, but I actually like just using my finger. Go ahead and dip it into mint condition. Get a nice amount. And you can do this with cream as well, but I usually am wearing mattes and I prefer to do it with mattes. You just pat it on. which this may be my new favorite combo. And let there be sight. And there you go. That is my full face with highlighters only. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you aren't subbed to my channel already, please do so below. Any ideas, suggestions, comments, anything, just let me know. I usually answer comments very quickly. And all the links to all the products I use will be down below as well, along with all the links to all my social media. Please visit me there and subscribe there as well. I hope you're having a wonderful day, wonderful evening, whatever time of day it is, and see you next time.